We're racing, we're jumping, we're crawling, and we're climbing today on At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Booth. Chad and I are finding out which one of us is the better racer at one destination where speed is the name of the game.
Then Stephen Human finds out how high he can jump when somebody tells him to, and where you can discover this fun diversion for your family. We'll also hit the trails at a Little Salt Lake and visit Kenya with Reece.
Own the outdoors and the racetrack right now on At Your Leisure.
The acrid smell of racing fuel, the burning rubber on the track. It's time for us to experience the outdoors indoors today. Hi, I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Booth, and today Chad and I are at FastKarts out here in West Salt Lake. And if you've never been here, you need to get here. We are going to have some fun on some really cool racetracks today.
That's true. We are spending the day looking at things to do in that time of year when it's neither warm enough to actually be outdoors. Maybe you want to do something that's really active and indoors. So
right, and so this is a huge facility that we're going to be riding go-karts, and these babies go up to 40 miles an hour.
But that's not all, because Stephen's got something completely different in mind to do.
Whoa, thanks, Chad. Yeah, that's right. I am about 3 blocks north of you guys. Honestly, I'm at Wairhouse. This is a great jumping and trampoline place. We're going to show it off to you. I got my kids. We're having a great time. So this is a really amazing indoor show. But before we show off this place, let's head back to Chad and Ria and find out more about FastKarts and see who is the fastest racer.
You can come here when the weather's not so great outside, whether it's really cold or really snowy, or like we've had this year, just moderately warm where the snow's not so good and we can't really go camping. This is a great alternative. You can come in here, have a great time with your family or your friends, and you will always remember it.
First lap's going to be one time all the way around slow.
Okay.
Green flag, you're off for the race. Just make sure you avoid contact. Be nice to each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Whether you're a man or a woman, it makes you feel like you're 10 years old all over again.
I've got news for you, Ricky baby. You've met your Mitch.
Everybody I know, all my friends, they're jealous about what I do. I get happy people every day. My employees are happy, my customers are happy, they walk out with a big grin on their face. It's just very rewarding. The easiest place to find out more about FastKart is FastKartsSpeedway.com or call us at 261-3668.
All that crazy road rage out there on 215, you just come in here and get rid of all of it. It's awesome.
You know, if you take the time to learn some of the basics of driving, you really get into the groove where you get into the curved turns and you feel the power of the turn and you drive through it and everything. It's just so much fun.
It's really, really fast. And you know what I love? That the brakes are really soft, so it's not like you're slamming on the brakes and like lurking forward. I
set myself up. I saw that. That was really good. Notice I missed you.
He had to come and get me and push me off the wall.
Anyway,
it was the closest thing I'll get
so
to
much
Andy.
for all this jabber. We're way too excited about it. It is an adrenaline rush. And while we are talking about something little that is usually big, go-karts versus race cars, we're now going to take you on a travel adventure which is named after something big, which is actually little, but it's an adventure nonetheless.
I've never been out in this area sober.
For Dean Bullock, adventure is a way of life, and there aren't many places in his hometown of Cedar City that are unknown to him. As a celebrated Baja racer and off-highway explorer, Dean knows the dirt better than most. Today, he sets his sights on a new trail, though, and what he found was big, little, and everything in between.
We're at a place just west of Parowan, Utah, down in southern Utah. It's called the Little Salt Lake. We're out here riding the trails today. You know, there's some neat trails out here, some rock crawling, seen quite a few animals. It's been a great day. The Little Salt Lake, it got named that from the Mormon pioneers because of the salt content. It looks like the salt flats up near Great Salt Lake, but just a smaller version.
Little Salt Lake is a dry lake bed just northwest of Cedar City and Interstate 15. The long white strip is a remnant of ancient Lake Bonneville that covered much of Utah over 14,000 years ago. It's easy to find on Gap Road right out of Parowan and rests on the doorstep of the Parowan Gap, an incredible earthen feature that acted as a solar calendar for native tribes. There's actually evidence that people would come from hundreds of miles on the winter and summer solstice to watch the sun set directly down the center of the gap. Today, rock art covers the area, giving visitors a glimpse into the past and the chance to try and interpret what these ancient symbols may have meant. OHV trails pepper this landscape, ranging from little more than dirt roads to rocky outcroppings that can challenge the skill of even professionals like Dean.
It's a neat, unexplored area from what we've seen, I think. There's very little traffic out here, probably because of the way you have to come in around the lake. But it's a great place to come and explore and rock kick and see the animals and the different terrain. I've lived in Cedar City my entire life, and I really didn't know that there was something this neat this close to my home.
Of course, in some cases, it would make sense for Dean to have missed something like this, since oftentimes he's a little more off-road than most and traveling a bit faster than the average rider. For years, Dean has been a Baja champion, fabricating his own machines for some of the hardest and most intense cross-country races in the world. These battles are a far cry from a leisurely day of riding, but have given him the chance to test his mettle against the best in circumstances that few of us have ever known.
King of the Hammers is known as the toughest off-road race in the world, which it is. In the UTV division, there was 52 UTVs that left the starting line, and only 2 of us finished.
Now, there is definitely a difference between a race like King of the Hammers and a ride like we're enjoying today. At times, the scenery will fly by in both circumstances, but there's something to be said for being able to stop and take in the beauty in a more contemplative way. But then again, when you're traveling at speed, you see a lot, and you enjoy a thrill you can't get on a calmer ride. For Dean, they both have an equal but slightly different place in his exploration handbook.
I just think the advantage of riding in both is to get to see the different types of terrain. Their high desert in California is different than our high desert in Utah, so the change of scenery is nice.
Dean has obviously taken a more leisurely ride today, but in so doing has seen sights he never knew he was missing right in his own backyard. And that's what off-highway exploration is all about. The chance to find what has never been found and see what has never been seen. Every experience is new and different, and the great thing about the West is there's always something new to discover right around the next turn in the trail. Cedar City is an excellent example of this fact.
Cedar City is in the southern part of the state, but yet it's 6,000 feet in elevation. So we can go snowmobiling up in the mountains one day, and we can come down here and ride like this the next day. We're so close to all the different types of racing. I just love it, and I feel fortunate that people love to come to Cedar City and ride, and it's something that I feel honored that I get to do.
We all have that same opportunity. We just need to set our sights on the horizon and take that first step on our next adventure. And then we'll be just like Dean, discovering something new in a place we thought we already knew. For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Humer.
It's time to put your year in gear during the Polaris XP sales event. Get rebates up to $1,000, financing as low as 1.99%, and more. Our most popular Sportsman comes with a free 5-year warranty. You could save up to $1,000 on accessories when you take home a Ranger XP. It's all part of the year's best deals on the world's biggest off-road lineup.
Stedman's Recreation. People might tell you it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's really only 30 miles back.
Family, a simple word that carries more meaning than we can even understand. We base our entire lives around the smiles of our children and the moments that become cherished memories. At Reece City RV, we understand the importance of that family bond. As a family-owned business since 1946, we've been giving our customers the chance to make those memories in the backcountry of the West. Early spring savings on all Reece City RV camp trailers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes can make it more affordable than ever before. Reece City and Roy, turning dreams into memories one trip at a time.
We're doing a little Dutch oven cooking again today here on At Your Leisure. I have Bacon Bill with me, and he's been doing Dutch oven since the 80s, which made me feel a little bit old because
that's about when you were
born. That's been a
right?
long time. Well, yes, right. Maybe the 70s, but we'll go with that. I was born in the 80s. So we're making an apple crisp today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
What are we starting with?
Well, we got our apples in there, and we want to add our zest from our lime and our orange, and then we start with our juice. We're going to take our juice from our orange and juice that in, and also from our lime that we already extracted the zest from.
I love the way you do that. You get the juice out with the big spoon like that.
Yeah, it's just really simple to use the spoon. Then we put our other spices in here, our cinnamon, our nutmeg, and then our cloves. This is going to give us a gingerbread type flavor to it.
Yes. Okay, so should I stir all that together? Okay.
And then we put that in our Dutch oven. And our topping, we're going to start with our flour and sugar.
Brown sugar.
And our salt. Oatmeal. And you want to start stirring that.
I'd love to.
And then we put that in our Dutch oven. And then we got our lid. Put our lid on there. Keep the flies out.
Ready to add the coals.
That's right.
All right, Bacon Bill, how many coals do you know how to put in there? Like how many do you decide, this is for my apple crisp?
Well, we go by what size oven we have. Today we're working with a 12-inch oven, and so we double that, very simple, 24 coals. We put 8 coals underneath, and then there's just enough room on the top for the remaining coals, the 16, to go on the lid. And it goes around here, and we use basically that same formula when we're using a larger oven or a smaller oven, so we get 350 degrees for our temperature. That's what we're using for baking.
All right, Bacon Bill, how do we know when it's done?
The Dutch oven is like a pressure cooker. When the pressure builds up, the heat, out comes the aroma. The aroma triggers your timer.
Oh, that looks so good. Before we take a bite, I want to thank Camp Chef because they made this all taste even better with all of their cool equipment, and you can find out more about Camp Chef on At Your Leisure's website. All right, does this look good? Are you ready?
Wonderful.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little bite here.
Okay.
It's gonna be hot, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, do not burn your tongue. If you burn your tongue, you won't be able to taste anything properly for 2 days.
I taste the gingerbread.
That's
that gingerbread. So good. Bacon Bill, this is amazing. Thank you so much for cooking with me, and now I have a new recipe.
Thank you.
You're the best. More At Your Leisure when we come back.
There's no deal like a no-brainer. And right now, that's what you're going to get from Arctic Cat. Get the best deals of the year on our performance-leading Wildcat 1000 at a no-brainer price of $12,999. Or our Prowler 700 Limited. It's a no-brainer at $10,299. It's the Arctic Cat no-brainer sales event, and you can find it at Ship Cycle in Elko, Edge Power Sports in Draper, Off-Road Specialists in Fillmore, D&P Performance in Cedar City, and Plaza Power Sports in Heber. Arctic Cat, share our passion.
You go through the day-to-day repeating what you did yesterday. Don't you wish you could access that piece of your life that's missing? Find the beauty, serenity, family fun, or anything else that's missing from your life in the Cedar City, Bryan Head area. Gain access to your adventure, whether it's camping, hiking, the arts, festivals, or just a getaway. Visit cedarcityayl.com for details on all the adventures that you can access in scenic southern Utah.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Stephen Human. Today, we're doing kind of an indoor show. Chad and Ria have spent the first part of the episode at FastKarts, and they've been go-karting and racing each other. I am here with my family at Wairhouse, which is in Salt Lake City, and this is a trampoline destination for the family. And right now, we are on the first ever that I've ever been on, trampoline dodgeball court. And I'm going to show my kids how to play dodgeball. You guys ready? Yeah! All right, let's do it. They were cheating. Oh. Let's see what else this place has to offer.
The Wairhouse Trampoline Park's a 36,000 square foot facility. We have 15,000 square feet of trampolines, open jump courts, foam pit, slam dunk courts, dodgeball court. It is it's the only place you can go and literally bounce off the walls, and we encourage it.
Oh. That's why I'm not staying in Cleveland.
I don't know many people that haven't grown up at some point jumping on a trampoline. So, and most people have fond memories of that. So when they come in, you know, of course they revert back to it. Rebounding or jumping on trampolines is one of the best exercises, forms of activity that you can take part in. The best place to learn about the Wairhouse is our website, thewairhouse.com. We spell Wairhouse W-A-I-R, house. We guarantee a good time. Customer service is a top priority for us. So whatever it is you're looking to do, if you're looking to have fun, you can do it here at the Wairhouse.
Well, as you can see, the Wairhouse is pretty awesome, and it makes you feel like you are a 10-year-old again. Stuff like this is really great to come and bring the family because it gives you just kind of a different bonding experience, particularly this time of year. Well, Reece Stein is in a place that is making him feel like a 10-year-old. He is in Kenya. Check this out.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, in the home video version of the National Geographic special. If you'd like to take pictures of wildlife, this is the place. Pinch me, are we really here? From early childhood, we hear stories of the animals in Africa, lions, elephants, giraffes. Now the stories are reality. This is the Masai Mara National Reserve in southwest Kenya.
This was a bucket list item for me since, oh gosh, I don't know, 20 years old maybe, and I'm now approaching far beyond that, so it's been a long time dream.
It's the northern extension of the Serengeti Plain and offers maybe the greatest wildlife viewing experience in the world. We spent 4 days roaming the mostly flat grasslands on a photo safari with John and Linda Cameron of Salt Lake and Artist Sedan of Vancouver, Washington.
I remember when I saw the elephants yesterday, it's been amazing.
Our flight into the Mara takes us over one of the world's most impressive geologic formations, the Great Rift Valley. Here, two separating African plates are ripping the continent apart. The single-engine plane drops us at a dirt strip in the middle of seemingly nowhere, where we're picked up by our guide in a sturdy, comfortable 8-passenger safari truck with a pop-up roof, perfect for critter viewing. Our host is Solomon, a Maasai warrior who dresses the part and carries a spear to keep the tourists in line. Just on the drive to our lodge, we're treated to a menagerie of Africa's finest, a lion soaked by a sudden shower, our first ever cheetah in 3 trips to Africa, munching on a late afternoon snack right by the road. Lots of families, here a mother and child. My personal favorite, the caped buffalo, one of Africa's big 5. A proliferation of stripes. And the ultimate in Africa cute, the prince of beasts frolicking in the evening sun. All this before our tour even really begins. The camp in the hills on the edge of the Mara is more than comfortable. Our room is a large tent with queen-size bed and full ensuite bath, even an outside deck. All our meals are prepared in a central dining area with a patio and pool, perfect for washing off the dust of the safari. But of course, it's away from camp on the daily game drives that we experience the wonders of Kenya and the Masai Mara. The Mara is a 600-square-mile tabletop grassland famous for the annual migration of millions of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelles. We caught the tail end of the migration in October as the animals follow the rains south to Tanzania to have their babies. And keeping a hungry eye on them are the cats. Really big cats.
The Mara is known for its abundance of lions, although throughout Africa their numbers are dropping due to climate change and human population growth, although they don't seem to be too bothered by the dozens of trucks full of tourists that crowd around a respectable distance away. We're still able to get pretty close. The mother lion has killed a topi and brought the kids in for breakfast, and they're joined by her sister. Mom battles with her kids over the remains of the antelope. In the Mara, the life and death struggle of predator and prey play out right before our eyes. Later, we actually witness an attack. A cheetah, oblivious to the trailing herd of trucks, charges into a herd of gnu's, dinner on her mind. The herd scatters, and this time, the cheetah comes up empty. Still an amazing sight to see firsthand.
Every day there's something just new and exciting to see. Cheetahs on top of a rock, or lions or leopards in a tree eating something. I mean, it's just wonderful.
Here's that leopard in a tree. Like the cheetah, a first for us. Very elusive, and the one animal that apparently didn't like our trucks.
We have never seen a leopard the times we've been in Africa, and to see that leopard crawling out of that tree was just magnificent. Just couldn't believe it. And then to have a picture of it was magnificent.
The Mara has it all. Huge herds of giants led by this mammoth matriarch who comes over to ensure we keep our distance. She dwarfs our truck. The endemic Maasai giraffes, including these young guys practicing their sparring techniques for the mating season. All kinds of wonderful, colorful birds, including the strange-looking secretary bird, kind of a cross between an eagle and a crane. Four-wheeling is usually pretty easy on the flat grassland, but we do bog down trying to cross a small but greasy stream. John takes a while to summon help, while we try in vain to budge the truck. Our first rescuer also fails. More and more trucks come to our aid. We are now officially more interesting than the elephants. Takes two to extricate us. On our last drive, we mentioned that we hadn't seen a rhino. After fording a small stream, our driver John pulls us up next to this guy. Poached to the brink of extinction, there are maybe only 2,000 black rhinos left in the world. 50 are here in the Mara, where they're protected, although sightings are rare. But the highlight of highlights was this family out for a stroll. Apparently one of the kids needs some disciplining, and his siblings rush over to check out the action. The youngster definitely not happy with the rebuff. They pass within a few feet of our vehicle, then disappear into the bush and reappear for one last pose as we reluctantly say goodbye, hopeful that conservation-driven tourism will keep the few remaining sanctuaries like the Mara alive. Reece Stein at your leisure in the Mara Maasai National Reserve in Kenya.
A mountainside trail, a day of speed that pushes your limits, a desert oasis that opens your horizons, a land of horsepower for every taste. Tooele County is all of them in one. It's time to experience a new adventure you never knew you were missing. It's time to find out what's just over the mountain. Tooele County, Utah. The Wasatch Front is your home. Tooele is your backyard.
You climb. We invent. You carve. We refine. You side hill steeper mountains. We develop more responsive technology. You never stop. We never stop. The 2015 Ski-Doo Summit.
It doesn't matter what kind of adventure you're searching for, at Utah State Parks you'll find it. Appropriately named Kodachrome Basin State Park is a photographer's paradise with its multicolored layers of sandstone set off by a seemingly perpetual blue sky. Then add 67 monolithic stone spires towering over hiking trails and a paved 27-unit campground. The campground includes tables, fire pits, RV sites, a dump station, and modern restrooms, complete with heated showers to wash off the trail dust. Great hiking trails wander throughout the park. It's 12 miles from Cannonville off State Highway 12. For more information on Kodachrome, visit stateparks.utah.gov. Utah State Parks, adventures for everyone.
Chad, you beat me out there on the track. He did. He got me fair and square. But I demand a rematch.
Okay, you're on. That's fine. You know, that really is one of the great things about being here, is that, you know, if you do get licked on the track, you've got lots of video games here, and these are interactive ones. Everything in this place is built around competition, so it's really kind of exciting that it's built that way.
If you get beat on this thing, there's one more option. You can go eat your frustrations away because they got a really good kitchen back there.
That's
with
right.
pizza.
You can order pizza and popcorn and soft drinks.
That's
and
where I'll be.
How do you know?
All right. Well, I say let's race.
Okay, you're on.
Come on, I can't stand it.
I'm not sure where Ria is, but I rolled around someone else. You beat me!
Oh, I wish my legs looked like that.
She did. She beat me.
I got him good this time. I'm the winner for once.
Yes, you are, at least as far as us playing this video game, but we got a real winner.
We do have a real winner, and his name is Blake Beeling, and he gets a Fast Track family pack out here with his whole family. How much fun can this possibly be? I want to come out here again like tomorrow.
Well, call Blake up, and maybe he'll invite you to go with him.
Or maybe, Blake, you should call us at 801-947-8888 and claim this great prize.
That's great. Let's take a look at our calendar of events. What we got going on?
Oh, the ATV Jamboree.
That's right. You and I are going to be down at the ATV Jamboree next weekend in St. George. Now, if you have not signed up for the Tri-State OHV Jamboree, there is a waiting list. There's still a chance you can get in, but you have to go to their website and kind of get on the waiting list, and then just kind of be prepared to go. All right. We got a to-do list. It's race again. You've got a to-do list. Next week's show. Let's go, Ria.
In 1 week, we'll take a look at the future of snowmobiling in the West and how one current fight could potentially end the sport as we know it. What's at stake and how can you make your voice heard? We'll have all the details. From there, we'll explore a world of sand that has a lot more to offer than you might think. Where is it? We'll show you. Own the Outdoors next week with AYL.
So, I hope this half hour has been very instructive to you on how you can get outdoors and the indoors and still have fun. You don't have to sit on the couch just because the weather's not perfect.
That's right. You know, and today, instead of owning the outdoors, we own the indoors.
That means we got the whole world now.
Yeah, right. What a fun time. And you know, it's really great because Stephen and his family, they were at the Wairhouse. So, you know, you can do all kinds of things.
Right. Now, the Wairhouse is in the south end of the Salt Lake Valley. FastKarts, 2 locations, soon to be 3. They've got this one in Salt Lake. There's one right along the freeway in Layton. And then they've got their big one they're opening up in Orem.
It's so fun, too. I mean, they have corporations coming out here. They got birthday parties out here, family reunions. I mean, it's always busy, so make sure you make reservations.
So we have proven today that there's absolutely no excuse, because the great outdoors and indoors is out there waiting for you around every bend, but you won't see any of it sitting on the couch. See you next week. Goodbye. Now I'm on the subway.
We do have a winner. And you know what his name is?
No.
I forgot.
Hi, I'm Chad Booth from At Your Leisure. I hope you just enjoyed the YouTube video that you just watched. Now, remember, we come up with new videos like this every single week, so you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a single story that we have out. Now, you can also share us with all of your friends on social media. Here's how to do it right here. And that way, they can have fun too. If you want detailed information, we of course have our website, AYLTV.com, and from there you can find out which television stations we broadcast on, so you never have to spend a day without your fix of family-oriented outdoor recreation adventure. Plus, don't forget we have really cool contests.